Have you heard of Laos? Maybe not, but that's exactly what makes it so fascinating. While most people rush to the more obvious destinations in Asia, Laos remains a hidden gem, full of mysteries and adventures that few are lucky enough to discover. Why are so many travelers choosing Laos as their next dream destination? It's time to uncover the secret behind this hidden paradise that's capturing hearts around the world. Let's explore together what makes Laos such an unforgettable place. Laos is often overshadowed by its neighbors, but let me tell you, this hidden gem is bursting with surprises. Picture lush mountains, serene rivers, and a culture that dances between ancient traditions and vibrant modern life. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to walk through the midst of the Balawan Plateau, or glide down the Namu River, surrounded by breathtaking landscapes? Every corner of Laos tells a story, and each story beckons you to explore deeper. Imagine savoring street food that excites your taste buds, while locals share tales passed down through generations. But why is this country so captivating? What makes travelers return time and again, seeking the magic that lies within its borders? As we dive into the heart of Laos, get ready to unlock the mysteries of this enchanting land. You might find yourself dreaming of the vibrant markets of Luang Prabang, or the tranquility of the 4,000 islands. So, hold on tight. Stay with me until the end, because you'll understand why a visit to Laos is much more than a trip. It's a transformation, breathtaking natural beauty. When I think of Laos, the first thing that comes to mind is the stunning natural beauty that seems to wrap around you, like a warm embrace. Picture this. Towering mountains that seem to touch the sky, lush green valleys, and waterfalls cascading down the rocks, creating a symphony of sounds that is just mesmerizing. I remember my first hike in the country. As I reached the summit, I was greeted by a panoramic view that took my breath away. The colors were so vivid, from the deep greens of the jungle to the azure blues of the sky, that it felt almost surreal. It's a paradise for nature lovers and eco-tourists alike. The landscapes here are not just beautiful, they also invite exploration. I found myself wandering through rice paddies, where the golden grain swayed gently in the breeze, a testament to the hard-working farmers who cultivate this land. Each step I took was filled with the sweet scent of nature, and the sound of birds singing overhead was a constant reminder of the life teeming around me. I often stopped to take pictures, not just as souvenirs, but to capture a piece of this natural wonder. It's almost like the earth is telling a story, one that is rich with heritage and life. And let's not forget the waterfalls. One of my favorites was the Kuang Si Falls. The water was a brilliant turquoise, and as I stood there, I felt compelled to dip my toes in. Swimming in the cool water surrounded by lush greenery was an experience that refreshed not just my body, but my soul. It's moments like these that make you appreciate the simple beauty of life and the need to protect such treasures. The tranquility of these locations offers a contrast to our fast-paced lives, inviting us to slow down and just be. For those who love adventure, the natural landscape of Laos offers endless opportunities. Whether it's kayaking down the Mekong River or trekking through untouched forests, there's always a new thrill waiting just around the corner. I remember meeting a group of fellow travelers who had just returned from a multi-day trek. Their eyes sparkled with excitement as they recounted stories of hidden caves and encounters with wildlife that felt almost magical. It made me realize that nature here is not just a backdrop. It is an integral part of the experience, calling out to be explored and cherished. As the sun sets, the beauty of Laos transforms once again. The mountains are bathed in shades of orange and pink, creating a breathtaking canvas that leaves you in awe. I often found myself sitting quietly, watching the day fade away, and it struck me how fortunate I was to witness such splendor. The natural beauty of Laos is not just something to see, it's something to feel deep within your heart, a reminder of the incredible planet we inhabit. Rich culture and traditions. When it comes to culture, Laos is a tapestry woven with threads of diversity and tradition. Every corner of the country tells a story, and each festival is a vibrant celebration of its rich heritage. One of the most significant events is the Pai Mai, or the Lao New Year. I had the pleasure of experiencing it firsthand, and let me tell you, it was nothing short of spectacular. The streets were alive with music, laughter, and the sounds of water splashing. It's a time when families come together to cleanse their homes and themselves, symbolizing new beginnings. During the Pai Mai celebrations, the air is filled with the scent of traditional food being prepared, and the sight of beautifully decorated sand stupas lining the streets is a feast for the eyes. Locals would gather to pour water over Buddha statues, a ritual believed to bring good luck and prosperity. I found myself joining in the festivities, dousing friends and strangers alike with water, laughing together as we celebrated this joyous occasion. It was a beautiful reminder of community, connection, and the importance of tradition in our lives. The diversity in Laos is not just evident in its festivals, but also in its people. There are over 49 ethnic groups, each with its unique customs, languages, and practices. I remember visiting a village where the locals showcased their traditional weaving techniques. The intricacy of their work was astounding, and I was fascinated by how these beautiful textiles held stories and meanings passed down through generations. Engaging with the locals and learning about their way of life was a highlight of my journey. In addition to the festivals and crafts, the music and dance of Laos are truly captivating. I stumbled upon a traditional dance performance one evening, where performers adorned in colorful costumes told stories through their movements. The rhythm, the grace, and the passion they displayed transported me to another time. It was then that I realized how art serves as a powerful medium of storytelling, preserving history and culture for future generations. As I traveled through Laos, I became increasingly aware of how deeply intertwined culture and nature are here. The traditional practices often reflect a profound respect for the environment, emphasizing harmony and balance. It's a beautiful reminder of the importance of cherishing our roots and the land we inhabit. The richness of Lao culture is something that stays with you long after you leave. A treasure that invites you to dive deeper and discover more. Historical and archaeological heritage. Laos is a land steeped in history, and its archaeological sites are a testament to the rich past that has shaped the country. One of the most remarkable places I visited was Luang Prabang, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that feels like a living museum. Walking through its streets, I was surrounded by ancient temples, colonial architecture, and the gentle flow of the Mekong River. Each corner revealed a piece of history, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of reverence for the stories these walls held. The temples, or wats, are strikingly beautiful and have a serene aura about them. Wat Xingthong, with its intricate mosaics and golden decorations, was particularly breathtaking. I spent hours wandering through its halls, losing myself in the tranquility that enveloped the space. The art and architecture reflect a blend of Lao and Buddhist influences, telling the story of the country's spiritual journey. It was a humbling experience to stand in a place where so much history had unfolded. Then there's the famous That Luang Stupa in Vientiane, a symbol of Lao nationalism and a sacred site for Buddhists. As I approached it, the golden stupa gleamed under the sun, and I felt a sense of pride for the heritage it represents. The stupa has survived centuries of change, standing tall as a reminder of resilience and faith. I joined the locals in prayer, feeling a connection to something much larger than myself. It's places like these that ground you, providing a sense of belonging to a shared human experience. Archaeological wonders like the Plain of Jars further highlight the enigmatic history of Laos. Scattered across the landscape are thousands of stone jars, some weighing over a ton, and their origin remains a mystery. I remember standing among them, feeling a mix of curiosity and awe. What stories did these jars hold? Who created them? The unanswered questions added an air of intrigue to my visit, making it a unique experience that sparked my imagination. As I delved deeper into the history of Laos, I realized that understanding a country's heritage is essential to appreciating its present. The ruins, temples, and artifacts serve as a bridge connecting us to the past, reminding us of the lessons learned and the cultures that have shaped our world. My journey through Laos was more than just a visit. It was an exploration of the very essence of what it means to be human, a reminder of the beauty of our shared history. Local cuisine. As I wandered through the bustling markets of Laos, the tantalizing aromas of street food wafted through the air, beckoning me to explore the local cuisine. I remember the first time I tasted larb, a traditional salad made with minced meat, fresh herbs, and a squeeze of lime. The explosion of flavors on my palate was nothing short of magical. Each bite was a delightful mix of spicy, sour, and savory, perfectly balanced and utterly addictive. It's no wonder that larb is considered a national dish. It embodies the essence of Laotian cooking. Sticky rice, or khao nu, is another staple that quickly became a favorite of mine. Served in small bamboo baskets, it's the perfect accompaniment to almost any meal. I learned that in Laos, sticky rice isn't just food, it's a way of life. Families gather around the table, and the act of sharing sticky rice fosters a sense of community. As I sat with locals, I found myself mimicking their technique of rolling the rice into little balls, ready to dip into flavorful sauces or pair with grilled meats. It's a simple yet profound experience, connecting me to the heart of Laotian culture. Exploring the culinary scene took me to various food stalls, where each vendor had their unique twist on traditional recipes. I discovered dishes like khao soy, accompanying noodle soup with coconut milk and spices, and tam makun, a spicy green papaya salad that had my taste buds dancing with joy. The freshness of the ingredients, often sourced from local farms, made each dish burst with flavor. I was amazed at how a simple meal could tell the story of the land and its people. Dining in Laos often felt like an adventure. I remember one evening in Luang Prabang, sitting by the Mekong River, feasting on grilled fish wrapped in banana leaves. The locals were friendly and eager to share their culinary secrets, explaining the significance of each ingredient. It was during these moments that I truly understood the connection between food and culture in Laos. The meals weren't just sustenance, they were a celebration of life and community. As I reflect on my culinary journey through Laos, I realize that food is more than just a necessity. It's an integral part of the cultural fabric. Each meal I shared with locals was a lesson in history and tradition, a reminder of the rich tapestry of flavors that define Laotian cuisine. I left Laos with not only a full belly, but also a deeper appreciation for the stories that each dish tells. Sustainable tourism. Sustainable tourism in Laos is a concept that resonated deeply with me. While exploring this beautiful country, I noticed an increasing number of initiatives aimed at promoting responsible travel. The emphasis on preserving the environment and respecting local communities was evident everywhere I went. It felt refreshing to see a destination that truly prioritizes sustainability, ensuring that future generations can experience the beauty of Laos. One of the highlights of my trip was participating in a community-based tourism project in a small village. Here, I learned about traditional farming methods and the importance of organic practices. The villagers were proud to share their knowledge, and I felt a sense of fulfillment knowing that my presence contributed to their livelihoods. It was a stark contrast to the mass tourism I had experienced in other countries, where the focus often seemed to be on profit rather than preservation. I also appreciated the efforts made to protect Laos' stunning natural landscapes. Trekking through lush jungles, I encountered eco-lodges that blended seamlessly into their surroundings. Constructed with sustainable materials and powered by renewable energy, the owners were passionate about minimizing their impact on the environment, while providing visitors with a unique and immersive experience. It was inspiring to see how tourism could be a force for good, benefiting both travelers and local communities. In addition to eco-lodges, I discovered numerous organizations dedicated to wildlife conservation. I visited a sanctuary focused on rehabilitating rescued animals, and it was heartwarming to see the dedication of the staff. They emphasized the importance of protecting Laos' biodiversity, which is under threat from habitat loss and poaching. Being part of such initiatives made me feel like I was contributing to something greater, and it ignited a desire to advocate for sustainable travel practices back home. As I wrapped up my journey, I couldn't help but reflect on the importance of conscious travel. Laos has shown me that it's possible to enjoy the beauty of a destination, while also caring for its people and environment. I return home with not just memories, but also a commitment to supporting sustainable tourism practices wherever I go. After all, the essence of travel lies in the connections we make, and preserving those connections for the future is a responsibility we all share. Adventure and outdoor activities. My adventure in Laos was nothing short of exhilarating. From the moment I arrived, I was surrounded by opportunities for outdoor activities that would get my adrenaline pumping. The lush landscapes and rugged terrains beckoned me to explore, and I took every chance I could to immerse myself in the great outdoors. Trekking through verdant hills and valleys, I felt a sense of freedom and excitement that only nature can provide. One of my favorite experiences was a multi-day trek in the northern region of Laos. Guided by a local, I traversed through remote villages, each with its own unique charm. The trails wound through dense forests, where the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves created a symphony of nature. Along the way, I encountered breathtaking views that left me in awe. Standing on a mountain top, I realized that these moments of connection with nature were some of the most rewarding of my life. Rafting down the Namu River was another thrill that I'll never forget. The rush of the rapids and the stunning scenery along the river banks created a perfect blend of adventure and tranquility. As I paddled alongside fellow travelers, I felt a sense of camaraderie that made the experience even more enjoyable. We laughed, splashed water at each other, and shared stories, all while soaking in the beauty of the Laotian countryside. Exploring caves in Laos was a whole different kind of adventure. I vividly remember visiting the famous Paku caves, with their thousands of Buddha statues nestled within. The mystical ambience of the caves transported me to another world. I took a moment to reflect in the dim light, appreciating the spiritual significance of the site. Caving in Laos offered not just physical challenges, but also a deeper understanding of the country's cultural heritage. As my journey continued, I realized that adventure in Laos was not just about the activities themselves. It was about the connections I made along the way. Whether it was bonding with fellow adventurers or sharing a laugh with locals, every encounter enriched my experience. Laos offered an adventure that was as much about the heart as it was about the thrill, and I cherished every moment spent in the great outdoors. Hospitality and warmth of the Laotian people. During my travels in Laos, I was continually struck by the warmth and hospitality of the Laotian people. From the bustling cities to the tranquil villages, I found that locals greeted me with genuine smiles and open hearts. It was as if they understood the transformative power of kindness, and their generosity made my journey all the more memorable. One of my fondest memories was staying with a host family in a small village. They welcomed me into their home with open arms, offering me traditional meals and sharing stories about their way of life. Their hospitality was not just about providing a place to sleep, it was about creating a connection. I felt like part of the family, and the experience gave me a deeper appreciation for Laotian culture and traditions. As I explored different regions, I noticed that this warmth extended beyond just personal interactions. In restaurants and markets, I was met with friendly faces and eager conversations. The locals took the time to share their knowledge of the food, culture, and history of Laos. It was heartwarming to see how proud they were of their heritage, and their enthusiasm was contagious. I found myself immersed in conversations that enriched my understanding of the country. Participating in local festivals was another way I experienced the incredible hospitality of the Laotian people. During the Pai Mai celebrations, I was invited to join in the festivities. People splashed water, danced, and shared food, creating an atmosphere of joy and unity. I felt honored to be included in such an important cultural event, and the sense of belonging was overwhelming. It was moments like these that reminded me of the true essence of travel, the connections we make, and the stories we share. As I reflect on my journey through Laos, I realized that the hospitality of its people left a lasting impact on my heart. Their kindness and warmth transformed my travels into something deeper and more meaningful. I returned home with not just souvenirs, but also friendships and cherished memories. The Laotian people taught me the importance of connection, and their spirit of hospitality will forever inspire me to embrace kindness in my own life. Adventure and outdoor activities. When I think about adventure, my mind instantly wanders to the stunning landscapes of Laos. The country is a playground for thrill seekers, offering an array of outdoor activities that can make anyone's heart race. For instance, trekking through the lush jungles and mountainous terrains is an experience like no other. I remember my first trek near Vangbiang. The trails were a mix of challenging inclines and breathtaking views that made every drop of sweat worthwhile. With every step, I felt more connected to the nature surrounding me, and the sense of accomplishment when reaching the summit was unparalleled. Rafting is another exhilarating activity that I can't recommend enough. The Nam Song River, with its gentle rapids and stunning karst formations, provides the perfect setting for both beginners and experienced rafters alike. I recall gliding down the river, the cool water splashing against my skin, while I reveled in the beauty of the towering cliffs. The thrill of navigating through the twists and turns, paired with the serene backdrop, created an unforgettable experience that made me crave more outdoor adventures. Exploring caves is a whole different adventure altogether. Laos is home to some of the largest and most beautiful caves I've ever seen, such as the Tham Kong Lo Cave. I remember the sense of wonder as I paddled through the underground river, the cavernous walls illuminated by our headlamps. Each twist and turn in the cave seemed to reveal new formations that took my breath away. It was a reminder of how nature can create such majestic and mysterious spaces, and I felt fortunate to witness them up close. For those who prefer a more relaxed pace, cycling through the countryside is another fantastic way to soak in the beauty of Laos. I often rented a bike to explore small villages and rice paddies, waving at the local farmers and children who greeted me with smiles. The freedom of pedaling through the winding paths while taking in the sights and sounds of rural life was a refreshing change from the hustle and bustle of city living. It's these types of experiences that made me appreciate the simple joys of life. If you're looking for a mix of adrenaline and tranquility, I wholeheartedly recommend trying a zip-line adventure. Soaring above the treetops and taking in the panoramic views is an experience that makes your heart race in the best way possible. I remember the rush of excitement as I took that leap off the platform, feeling weightless for just a moment. It was a blend of fear and exhilaration that left me craving even more adventures. Laos truly has something for everyone. Whether you're a thrill seeker or someone looking to unwind amidst nature, hospitality, and warmth of the Laotian people, one of the most heartwarming aspects of visiting Laos is undoubtedly the hospitality of its people. From the moment I stepped foot in the country, I was greeted with warm smiles and genuine kindness that made me feel instantly at home. The Laotian people have a unique way of making you feel welcome, as if you are not just a visitor, but a cherished guest. I remember arriving in Luang Prabang and being overwhelmed by the warmth of the locals. They were eager to share their culture and stories with me. I had the chance to engage with several families during my stay, and each encounter left a lasting impression on me, whether it was sharing a meal or simply exchanging pleasantries. The friendliness of the Laotian people was infectious. I found myself sitting in a small village home, enjoying sticky rice and local dishes, while the family shared tales of their daily lives and traditions. It was in these moments that I realized how rich and valuable human connections can be, transcending language barriers and cultural differences. The community spirit in Laos is something that I truly admire. I witnessed how neighbors come together during festivals and celebrations, creating a sense of belonging that is palpable. The Pai Mai Festival, for instance, was an incredible experience where I was invited to participate in the festivities. The locals treated me like one of their own, teaching me traditional dances and the significance of their customs. It was heartwarming to see how they embraced their heritage and invited outsiders to partake in their joy. Moreover, the genuine curiosity and interest Laotians showed toward visitors are remarkable. During my travels, many locals were eager to learn about my life back home, asking questions about my culture and experiences. This kind of mutual exchange created an atmosphere of understanding and respect, making my journey all the more enriching. I left every conversation feeling like I had gained new friends rather than just acquaintances. Lastly, the stories I heard from the locals often reflected resilience and hope. Many shared their experiences of overcoming challenges, whether it was related to their livelihoods or the impacts of history on their communities. Their ability to remain positive and welcoming, despite adversity, is a testament to their character. I found myself inspired by their outlook on life, reminding me of the importance of kindness and connection, no matter where you come from. In conclusion, the adventures and warmth of the Laotian people created an unforgettable experience that I cherish dearly. The stunning natural landscapes, combined with the genuine hospitality of its inhabitants, make Laos a destination that stays with you long after you've left. These elements not only enhance your travels, but also enrich your understanding of the world and the people who inhabit it. As we wrap up our adventure through Laos, I can't help but think about how this hidden gem has so much to offer, from breathtaking landscapes to rich cultural experiences. It's no wonder travelers are flocking here. But what about you? Have you ever dreamed of wandering through the lush mountains or exploring the vibrant markets of Luang Prabang? Imagine sipping on a fresh coconut while watching the sunset over the Mekong River. Doesn't that sound incredible? And let's not forget the friendly locals, who are always eager to share their stories and traditions. The hospitality here is truly heartwarming. So, what's stopping you from adding Laos to your travel bucket list? Is it the allure of adventure, the promise of tranquility, or perhaps the fascinating history waiting to be uncovered? Before you go, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you visited Laos or another hidden treasure in Southeast Asia? What was your favorite experience? Share your stories in the comments below. And remember, the world is full of wonders waiting to be explored. So, where will your next adventure take you? Keep that wanderlust alive, and until next time, keep seeking the extraordinary.